Hi everyone, welcome to School of Scarlet. I'm so happy to be here with you today. So today is a very special day. It's the 888 portal and I'm kind of very busy today. I'm running around doing lots of different things, but a message is coming through to bring more clarity to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share that here with you today. I'm in my car. I have my air conditioner just blaring. I'm sorry about that, but it is very hot here. It's over 102 degrees. So I hope that doesn't interfere with any of the sound. But today's message, again, is kind of to bring clarity. So the 888 portal, which is today, is because of our date. Our date in the calendar is August 8th, so it's an 8-8, and 2024. If we add up 2024, it makes an 8. 8 is a very significant number in the spiritual realm because it's basically like two circles. If we look at the 8 symbol, right, it's the number, it's two circles, right? So what's signifying, or what I'm seeing coming through here, is that literally each circle are literally different dimensions, different ways of living. So we're being called right now to a very energetic peak to decide. Do we want to continue living on in this portal, which is your same old life, which is fine if you want to continue living that way, or do you want to ascend? So this is an opportunity to ascend into more. Now, I had never really known about the 888 portal. I maybe had felt the energies, but I didn't know that that was any specific time of the year to do anything. Now, a couple years ago, it became very apparent to me that these portals were obviously very powerful because each year these portals opened up new levels of my consciousness that just expanded to just infinite realms. Let's just put it that way. So this continues to happen. The portal didn't just open today. It actually opened sometime at the end of July. And I know that I had a huge upgrade happen overnight, one night of those nights. And there's been a pouring in of manifestations. So what you're going to experience is that. Basically, a lot of manifestations will come into fruition during this time. And you'll also experience things like changes within your own being. You'll become more aware of things. So your awareness will expand. Your consciousness may expand as well. You may be faced with things that you need to release during this time. This may be a time of emotional clearing. It just depends on each individual being. But this is a very highly energetically packed time. So many of you can feel this, and many of you are aligning to this. So I put a poll question out on my community tab, kind of asking, do you connect with the 888 portals, or significant dates, or do you connect more with the timelessness of everything that is? And most people said both. And that is exactly what the clarity that's coming through today is speaking on. So we are totally timeless. Time is not real. Time is truly an illusion. It's completely an illusion. But we have agreed to be here in time and live in a linear way and experience time. And as we experience time and we play these stories out, there are dates that are significant to us. For most of us, it's simply like our birthday, Christmas, things like that. But there are many other dates that are very significant for different reasons. And many people connect to these. And as a consciousness, a collective consciousness, the energy rises. So there's a lot more energy going on. And you may even know, like in the Bible, it talks about, when more than one person prays together, when two or more pray together, then that creates more of a response. Well, why is that? Well, because the energy, the more that we get our collective energy together, we are all actually one, we can rise and ascend quicker in things. So the 888 portal has now become a very significant date for most people. So it is now one of those dates that's just like a very energetically packed day. But it's not just for those reasons. There's other reasons and other things happening on Earth with the stars, with the, everything that's happening. There's a lot more to this story. But we actually don't have to worry about all of that. We could actually just see it like our birthday. It's just another very special day to celebrate. And we can be joyful because it's another day to really just celebrate all of the beautiful things of life that are happening and how we're moving forward. And how, just like in the birthday, there's like a new year to look forward to. This is more to look forward to. So you're being called right now to really look at the 8-8. The 888 symbol, and look at those circles and decide, are you going to stay in your same life? And that's okay if you want to. are you going to ascend? Do you want to ascend to more consciousness? So that is the basically the gift, the message coming through today. So if you want to ascend to more consciousness, all you simply have to do is align to that. You simply have to see that it is so, and that is it. And you go with it. So one of the things that you can do today, and I kind of put that out there with one of my quotes, is to daydream, to just think about those things that, bring joy to your heart, and in turn, those things will begin to manifest. There is a huge energy right now that is continually creating all of these manifestations. First, we create everything in the spiritual, and then it turns into the physical. So we create it in our mind, and then it turns into the physical. That's how things work. So that's what you're being called to do right now, is really to just align with those things that bring you joy, those things that are in your heart. If they are your gifts that you're bringing forth right now, go ahead and align to those. Think about those things that bring you so much joy, and they will begin to manifest more and more. So one of the things that we're being called to, and I'm feeling coming through right now in a strong way, is judgment. So I'm hearing judgment. So it's time to release our judgments upon things completely in order to manifest. So what I'm seeing is that the blockages for some people are saying right now, well, I'm doing that, but none of these things are happening for me, but they're happening for these other people. And some of them, I'm hearing they're narcissists, or they're not people that deserve these things. Well, you're being called to drop that judgment that these people are narcissists, that any of this is true. There is nothing like that happening. It is really just being called right now to stay in your own lane, is what I'm seeing. The more that we judge and project onto others, it's really just hurting our own selves, our own manifestations. So you're being called to release that, to not judge anybody. I'm hearing that some people are saying, well, some people steal, some people scam, some people do these things. How can I let that go? And many of you have a huge heart. You're empaths, or you're very sensitive. And so you do feel like injustice is something that rises up in you, and you feel it. But you're being called to let it go. And what I'm seeing is Jesus. So Jesus is basically showing us in a human form a way of being non-judgmental. So his disciples, a lot of them were actually criminals. In those times, a lot of those people were considered to be criminals, okay? The tax collectors, and some of those people were just not the people that most people wanted to associate themselves with. But what did Jesus do? He associated himself with people that were seen this way, because he didn't judge them. He didn't see them this way. He saw their potential. He saw life in them. He saw something completely different. He saw the divinity in each and every being. So I'm also hearing Judas. Judas was someone that he even knew would betray him. He had all the information that this person would clearly betray him. And I'm seeing that many of you have felt that someone has betrayed you, or that someone will betray you. And you're being called to forgive them, to allow for these things to just happen without them affecting you, with no judgment. If you don't place judgment on these things, they cannot touch you. Okay? And so you're being called to just be more non-judgmental, and in turn, your manifestations will come into fruition a lot sooner, a lot easier, because the blockages are all happening because you're judging. You're judging someone else's experience, and that is blocking your experience. So it's time to stop judging. The other thing that is coming through is upon a different message I had earlier. And the other message that I had a few days back was about how, the divine is always fighting our battles for us. We do not have to defend, fight, or even, do anything in a situation like that we feel threatened. We don't have to do any of that. God is already fighting our battles for us. So even if there is someone considered a narcissist, or you feel that way about that person, it's time to drop that judgment. And if those people are truly that way, they will face their own karma. That's going to be in their own being, happening within their own experience of consciousness. We actually don't have to get involved in the lives of anybody else but ourselves. So you're being called just to stay in your own lane, experience the joys, the greatness, the manifestations, and things that are coming into your life without worrying what's happening in somebody else's life. One of the things that's coming through is why. Why is it that narcissists or these people are manifesting? Or why is it that some of them are rich, is what I'm hearing. And the thing is, they don't have judgments. When they steal or they do the things that they do, they actually feel like they won. They're very happy when they get what they want, even if they get it the wrong way. They're very happy about this. So their manifestations come. See, there's no judgments. There's no judgments here. There is actually no good, bad, wrong, none of this. And any of that that is happening that is, actually, we could say, within the being not so aligned to source, those things will be dealt with within that own being. We don't have to worry about that. We only have to worry about our own selves. So the karma that happens for others, that's for them to deal with. Just like we deal with our own things, they deal with their own. And so we don't have to worry about them. But one of the reasons that some of these people manifest wealth or whatever they want so quickly is because truly they have no judgments. They have no judgments about what they're doing. They feel completely fine and aligned with what they are doing. Whereas some of us that are empaths are a little bit more sensitive. We're always so cautious. We want to do things right. We want to do things with a good heart. And we want to protect others. And that's a nature of our being. But truly, it's blocking some of our manifestations because it's creating judgments. So it's time to stop judging. And if we find ourselves judging a lot, it's time to look at those judgments, because those judgments could be reflections of something that we are experiencing within our own being. So it's time to just look at that. There is no shame. There is nothing. As soon as we see it and we recognize it and we choose something different, it transmutes. It's that easy. It happens all in the moment of now. We don't have to go back in time. We don't have to go into therapy. We don't have to seek forgiveness or repentance or do anything. We simply just go into our hearts, look at that judgment, release it, and it goes away. So you're being called to just simply do that in the case of judgment. Just forgive, forgive, forgive. So forgiveness is one of the biggest things that people struggle with. And you're being called to now explore forgiveness. The next thing that's coming through is you are getting opportunities. Even if you think that others are getting more opportunities than you or whatever you happen to think, you are getting so many opportunities and you're getting more and more coming to you now. So as these opportunities come, you're being called to explore them. I'm hearing that some people are not wanting to explore their opportunities. And this is where you have to choose. Are you going to choose to stay in this circle, the same old circle, or are you going to go choose to ascend? Actually, this would be the same old circle down here. Ascension would be up here. So are you choosing the same old life that you've had, not taking the opportunities, just staying where you're at? Or are you going to ascend? Are you going to experience more of life? Life has so much to offer. It actually has infinite opportunities. But some people have become very comfortable where they're at. And despite them having desires in their heart to have more, they are blocking their own selves just willingly because of fear. So you're being called to not have fear. The unknown can be scary. We don't know what happens next, but you're being told that right now you are safe. You have always been safe, and you are safe to move forward. You have complete safety. So if you can imagine like a safety net, there is a safety net. There is a safety net in everything that you do. So no matter what you do, you cannot mess this up. It's time to move forward. So that is the message that is coming through. Right now we're experiencing peak energies like I talked about. And so you're just being called to embrace that, to utilize that, to have fun today, to go out there and do those things that bring you joy. Even if it's simply, maybe you have to work all day or something and it's not something you really like, but you have some time off afterwards. If you love like getting an ice cream cone, go get one. If you'd like to go for a walk, in the park, go do that. Experience it today. Feel those energies. Even if you have a short amount of time to do that, do it. We have a lot going on today. And another thing that could be coming up for some is sadness. I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling strong emotions. And this is natural. It may be that one minute you're full of joy, and then the next minute you're feeling like some sadness, but you don't know where it's coming from. This sadness might not even be from you. It might be from your ancestors. It might be from all kinds of things. See, we are a collective. It might be from things you picked up watching the news, anything. It's been sitting in you. And as these emotions begin to come up, it's time to release them. If we allow these emotions to stay within us, they actually block us. They really block us. I just started a new course called Unlocked, and this is all we're going over, is unlocking all of our centers. Because many times we choose things like not dealing with our sadness, not dealing with our anger, just pushing it down and suppressing it. And it creates a block of our blessings. So our blessings cannot come. We have to be free. We have to be open. We're not meant to be constricted. We're not meant to be tight. And you notice that when you're stressed, when you have issues, when you're feeling sadness, when you're feeling anger, most of the times we get constricted. We feel tightness in our chest. We feel tightness in our body, or we even curl down, or we make ourselves smaller. Pay attention to this in your body. If you are doing this, it's time to release. Allow your body to be free. Allow these things to release. They are not yours to hold. There is no shame here. Release those. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to feel the feelings that you are feeling so that they may freely flow out of you, so that you may allow other things to flow in. See, we should be freely flowing like a river, not blocked up like a dam in the river. We should not be blocked up. We should be free and flow. And in turn, that's how our energies allow for the manifestations, for the growth, for the expansion to occur. So that's what you're being called to do right now, is just release it. You might feel a little sadness as you eat that ice cream cone. It's okay. Allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. You're coming into more. And so you are ascending and you're leaving that old life behind. Doesn't mean that you're leaving everything behind. What's happening here is within your consciousness. So the other thing that was brought upon to speak upon some clarity was about the timelessness. And so again, just pulling back to the question I had put on my poll, do you experience significant dates or do you experience timelessness? It's actually both. We are actually totally timeless here, okay? But just right now, as we are aligning to these things, this is when we experience it. These are actually symbols to us. The date, 8888, or whatever you want to call it, August 8th, 2024, is not some significant date that only occurs now. It's occurring now within our consciousness because we're connecting to it, because we follow this calendar, because we're humans here on Earth and we all have calendars. But if you happen to be following some other calendar, then that might not make sense to you. But if you're following that calendar, then you have that symbol with you. So we're all experiencing different symbols, metaphors, things happening for us. And that is for our own consciousness. Everything that's happening is actually spiritual. We think it's physical, but it's actually all spiritual. And if we all really examine what's really going on here, everything is timeless, nothing is happening, my friend. Anyhow, this message is just coming through to really encourage you today to really embrace the energies, to move forward, to ascend, to feel free in allowing yourself to release anything that does not serve you right now. Release it, release it, release it, and allow yourself to ascend into more of what you are. You are so beautiful. And all of these times that you felt like, oh, maybe, I did this wrong or whatever, or this person did that, it's time to release that. There is no good and bad in you. You are purely beautiful, divine. You have always been doing the utmost best that you can in the circumstances that you found yourself in. So there is nothing to judge. There is nothing wrong here. There is nothing out of place. You are safe. So today, ascend, go up, and experience more of life. So today's message concludes here. I hope that this message found you well. If you enjoyed this message, please give me a thumbs up, a heart, comment down below. I love getting all of y'all's comments. Thank you so much for all y'all's comments and support. It has been so wonderful. I absolutely love you all, and I will see y'all on the next video.